Hello and welcome to my channel. In the last tutorial, we looked at an overview of spreadsheet software. In this tutorial, we will look at one of the most common uses of spreadsheets, which is data entry. By now, we already know what cells are, and we already know what rows and columns are. Next, we will move ahead and see how to enter and modify data in spreadsheets. For this tutorial, we will be creating a movie watch list together. You may watch and practice along. So first, I am going to click on cell A1 and type in the title of my table, movie watch list. This table will contain a list of movies that I am going to watch in the coming months. Then I press, you may notice that the text has spilled from cell A1 to cell B1, but I want you to know that this is simply an illusion. When you click on cell B1, for example, when you click on cell B1, you notice that nothing appears in this box. This is because in reality, there is nothing in cell B1. When I click on cell A1, you see that the text I entered has appeared. So you can put your cursor here to adjust it, and then you adjust. And now you see that the whole of the text is in cell A1. You can adjust as you like. I press enter. When I press the enter key on my keyboard, you would have noticed that the select box moves downward. If I press enter again, it moves downward. If I press enter. So this is how we direct the select box around the sheet. To move it upwards, to move it up, you simply press shift and enter. When you press shift and enter, it moves up. And when you press enter, it moves down. To move to the right, you press the tab key. Tab key moves the selected box to the right, and to move it to the left, shift plus the tab key moves the selected box, the selected cell or the active cell, it moves it to the left. I'm going to put a space between the title and the headings of my table to make it neat. And then I will enter in the headings of the table. Title, tab, year of production, tab, genre, tab. Some of the movies fall under more than one genre, but I'm going to be putting only one genre in for each movie. Country. Similarly, for the country, some of the movies were produced in different countries. Perhaps different countries collaborated to produce the movie, but I'm going to only be putting in one country for each movie. Duration. The duration for the movies are in minutes, and rating. Enter. Enter key takes me to the next row. Charlotte's Web, tab, 2006, tab, genre, adventure, tab, country, USA, duration, 97 minutes. Remember our durations are in minutes. Rating, 6.3. Enter. That takes me to the next row. Neon, Genesis, Evangelion, tab. Year of production 1997. This is a Japanese production. Tab. Animation, tab. Country Japan. The duration is 87 minutes and the rating is 8.1. So I'm going to take my time to impute the rest of the observations. I would not delay us with that. Okay, now that our table is complete, we can begin to edit the table, edit the text to make it look neat. I'll start with the heading of the column. I'll select the cells across this row up to column F, and then I'll click on merge and center so that these cells become one cell. Now they're acting as one cell. It is still under cell A1, but it is now acting as one cell. Then I'll select the text, I'll make it bold, and I'll increase the size a bit. I want the size to be a bit bigger. If I like, I can also change the style, the font. Perhaps Arial will be good. Now this is what we have. I'll do the same for the headings. I'll select the headings and make it bold. Now some of my text are not showing completely. They are hidden because the cells are not wide enough. So I'll place my cursor here on this line between two cells, and when I double click on it, it automatically widens the cell for me so that all my text are showing clearly. I'll do the same for the genre. I put myself between C and D, double click, and it shows me everything. Now my table is neat and ready to go. Although this table is in Excel, Excel does not recognize it as a table yet. To make it into a table, I'll press Ctrl T. Then it asks me some questions. Does my table have headers? The answer is yes. We have headers: title, year, genre, country, duration. That is the headers for our table. And it's asking me whether to filter the table. I'll press OK for both. Yes, and now you see that we now have an actual table in Excel. You can come here to the table tools and edit your table as you like. You can edit your table as you like. There are different types of colors and table designs for you, but I'm going to just leave it like this. Now that our table is prepared, there are certain things that we can do with our table. The first is sorting. I might decide that I want to sort my table by title. I simply select this column, and when I right click, you see the option for you to sort. Now I might sort by ascending orders, that's from A, B, C. Or I might sort by descending, that's from Z downwards. I'm going to sort by ascending order, and when I do that, you see that it has changed the order of the entries. Now we have American History X, Barber, Carpool, Charlotte's Web, Enroll, and like that. How about if I decide to sort my table by year? I could do the same. I would select that column, right click, go to sort, and sort by ascending order. And you see it's began from 1989 and then it ascends to 1996 up until 2018. What if I decide to sort by rating? Sort ascending. Now the movie with the lowest rating is Megan is Missing, which was produced in the USA and has a duration of 89 minutes, while the movie with the highest rating is 8.7. So depending on how you want to analyze your table, you can sort it either with the title, with the year, with the country, with the duration. I think it would be good to sort with the rating, or we should sort with descending numbers, descending values rather than ascending. So I'm going to do this. Now we know the movie with the highest rating, that's preamble, and we know the movie with the lowest. I like my tables to be properly lined, so I'm just going to select this, select the table, and put in the borders. So now they have visible lines. Let's prefer it this way. Next, I want us to look at something else, which is filtering. How do we filter values in Excel? And when do we filter values? Now, we filter values when we want to remove, we want to exclude certain observations or values or variables from our table, or when we want to include certain observations or variables in our table. How does that work? So, for example, I want only the movies that have the drama genre to show. What do? I click here. You see filter by value. Now all the values that I've entered in my table under genre are shown. The adventure genre is shown, animation, comedy, crime, drama, horror. So for example, I want to see only the movies that are under adventure, for example. I unselect the other genres. I unselect the other genres, and now only adventure is selected. So when I click OK, we can see that only three movies are showing now: The Muppets, Charlotte's Web, and Scooby-Doo. This symbol here, this greenish symbol, is the sign that your table has been filtered. And to undo that, I simply click on it and I can select all and click OK, and my table goes back to the way it was. I can do the same for country. Click on this downward facing arrow. Say I want to see only the movies that were produced in the USA. I unselect the other ones. And when I click OK, it shows me only the movies that were shown in the USA. And say I want to take my table back to the way it was. I click here. I select all and OK. And my table goes back to the way it was before. So I have shown us two ways we can